How are
Hey,
you going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Maddie?
Absolutely pumped. Like having a great day so far. I'm very
Yes,
excited about this afternoon.
yes, indeed, indeed. Let's just give a few minutes for people that want to join us live. We're going to just make sure that everyone has a link and they can join us. Let me see. So for us, some of us are going to log in through X. Some of us are going to tune into LinkedIn. So just let's make sure that we have the channel up. Let's see. Dun, dun. And we're also streaming on YouTube. So that should be that
Fabulous.
should be pretty good. And I think we're going to record this and then we're just going to share it out there for the people to tune in. So
Superb. The more the
yeah.
merrier.
Yes, it's got to be super exciting. So first of all, before we get started, so happy Quora pre-sale launch. I think it's an exciting day.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I mean, I think almost 2 years of work on Quora, and finally the day is here that we can share our turmoil and our what we've been building for the last couple of years. So very excited to have the opportunity to talk about it, and hopefully people will really enjoy what we've created for them.
No, I'm sure I'm sure they will. But let's start the beginning. Maddie, we want to get to know you personally, and just for guys, creators. For full disclosure, I am now helping out the Cora Finance team with their marketing. I'm joining the team. This is very exciting for me too because I not only believe in the project and the team first and foremost, but I also believe that the blending of DeFi and AI is going to be probably the hottest narrative that we see in crypto to not only to this bull run, but also to the future to come. So if I can pinpoint an application that can be finally, that we finally find the crack into mainstream, it's probably going to be DeFi simplified through AI. So that's my personal disclosure. But so let's get into it. Maddie, can you tell us how did you start? What was your career? Or you're from South Africa, right?
I am still in, I would love to say sunny South Africa, but it's a little bit cold today. But yeah, born and bred in Cape Town in South Africa. I've been in crypto a long time, since about 2017. I had a couple of very close friends who are a lot more technical than I am, and thankfully I had them because I wouldn't have been able to understand this beautiful world that we find ourselves in nowadays. And I think that a lot of people that I've spoken to over the years, 99% of those people don't come from a very technical background, and a lot of them really struggle to understand crypto DeFi in general. So I think that had a lot to do with where we are today. But going back to the start, these friends kind of helped me into crypto, helped me doing all the IDOs back in the day, setting up my wallets, and over the
It was
years,
ICOs back in the initial coin offerings,
back
remember?
exactly back in the days, yeah. So we we've basically seen it all, and along the way, everyone knows that crypto has had some interesting times. There's been a lot of big names that have fallen by the wayside. And, if we didn't believe in the technology, we didn't believe in the power to change lives the way that we did, I think we would have left crypto a long time ago. But it's just remained something that's been really powerful for myself, my friends, and we've stuck with it. And through those years, it was always a hobby. It was something that we were really just trying to understand and potentially trying to make some money from. And
At that
just
time,
really
you were
wanted
doing
to be.
real estate. At that time, you were doing like
Yeah,
real
so
estate.
that's it. So I was a real estate professional for one of the large listed funds here in South Africa. Used to run the commercial portfolios down here in SA. So managing billions and billions of rands. So for the Americans, that's not a lot of money, but for us down here, it's a large amount of money in property. And that is all. It always has been a large passion of mine. It's something that still sticks
Mhm.
with me today. I still manage private portfolios and do private developments, but my real focus shifted to crypto full time about 3 years ago. So I had the opportunity, and again, well, maybe I can take a step back. We, through these friends that I kind of learned DeFi through, learned crypto through, we opened a hedge fund. And again, through the property side, I've got a very strong financial background. I love technical analysis. It's something, a bit of a chartist, as they say. It's something that really interests me, and has done well for me in terms of my investment um, criteria and my investment strategies over the year. And you know, with our with all of our technical proficiency, what we'd learned, and all of our sort of private um, knowledge in terms of all the various professions that we were doing at the time, we started this hedge fund. And really, the idea behind it was to help our family and friends to get into crypto. Everyone we spoke to was
Yeah.
always saying, like, "This sounds great. You guys look like you're making lots of money. How do I get involved?" And that has really been a problem that
I
stuck with
just
us.
this happened to me like this morning, right? My
Yeah,
landlord entered the home, and he knows that I'm into Bitcoin, crypto, and stuff, and he came in to fix like the thing in the bathroom. But anyway, he asked me like, "Hey, I've seen that Bitcoin is now like all-time highs," and we've discussed it a few times, but now he's like, he's getting like the retail FOMO. So he asked me like, but like, if I want to buy it, like, how do you do it? He doesn't understand that like he wants to see something to hold in his hand, sort of things. That's what
that's
his
a
approach is.
So, and that question happens on the daily. And when you're in the space and you are kind of creating this name for yourself, you get asked that question a lot. And it's something that
Mm.
uh, that I resonate strongly with. It's something that I've always wanted to help. Mati, our COO, who's also a co-founder, he was with eToro at their sort of start and help them scale to millions. And really, that was exactly the question that he was trying to fix at the time as well. How do we get this power of DeFi into the hands of everybody, not just the super technical people?
And what
And
was it? What was the moment? What was the moment that you said that you understood how powerful DeFi could be? Like, can you pinpoint the moment that you say, "Oh wow, this is like the world of finance that I knew, but like exponentially like better or with bigger potential"? Or what was that kind of moment?
um, I mean, I think there's been a lot of those moments, but I think the one that is probably the earliest memory would be, sitting on a Sunday evening, needing to pay somebody overseas for whatever product it was, and all the banks are closed, and it was a significant amount of money. And on a normal day, you would have Swift fees, and the time that it would take would be multiple days to do these transfers. And I just logged on to my Bitcoin wallet and sent a Lightning transaction, and it was done in a matter of seconds. Confirmation on the other side, and I just said, well, this is the future. There's no way that the current financial system can continue the way that it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's gotten to a point, it's scaled, it's done really well for us, but there are a lot of issues with the way that the current financial systems operate, mainly because they are controlled by centralized uh, bodies, and that's something that we'll talk about a lot, because that is one of the major core features of Quora. But I don't want to trust a third party with my funds. I want to self
Mm.
custody. I want to manage my money. And with something like a Bitcoin wallet, I could send that through. I never have to worry about a bank. It doesn't matter what time of day it is, and I can get those transactions through very quickly. And then also
and
looking
then
at
they're
the
also
price
not
of those
not
transactions.
motivated, and
Yeah,
yeah, they're also
you,
not motivated to innovate and to bring more transparency, or I think there's no incentive for them to relinquish that point of control, right?
correct. I mean, that is the value that they add. They provide a service that they do for you, but it's a relatively labor intensive system. You do need clerks, cashiers, tellers, agents, whatever it is, doing those transactions for you on the back end, and the clearing agents, and obviously that takes time. They work certain hours, and so on and so forth. So it's a workable solution, but there's a much better solution available for us, and we're utilizing every day. The issue then
Mhm.
comes, how do we make it that simple for the average user who wants to send $50 to their granny or grandpa or whatever it is at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? How do we make that super simple? And that is one of the features that we will chat about in Quora.
Sure. And what so now take me to the moment where you understood that DeFi was super powerful, that this is kind of probably the future, and what was the decision that made you go, okay, now I need to build something in this space. I want to build this bridge, for DeFi, to bring in DeFi to regular people.
Yeah.
What sparked that idea?
So it came from the days of Wick Capital. So it was a hedge fund that we ran, and it
Mm-hmm.
got to a point where we couldn't, the three founders couldn't necessarily give the personal attention to each and every user. We couldn't walk them through every transaction. We couldn't walk them through every investment decision. We couldn't educate them. And because we have limited time, we were able to help a limited number of people. So that's where it all started, and that's where it all stemmed from. And with the introduction of AI and AI agents, that moment there was just such a click that we thought, well, now we know how to do it. We can have AI effectively replace ourselves in that knowledge transfer and in that personalization, and be able to be able to access and offer the service to billions and billions of people. So it was just a no-brainer, an absolute
Yeah.
no-brainer, and we found ourselves in a perfect position to leverage off that, and Quora is the result.
Yeah, well, and now let's get a bit personal before we go deep into Cora and the product. I want, as a founder, from founder to founder, and knowing exactly how hard it is, to run a project and to fundraise, to try to optimize the funds to make the most out of it and try to bring the product to market. I know it's for first person how challenging that is. So I want to give you a chance to also uh, you know talk about those challenges to our audience, and bring it from your personal experience. What was some of the most challenging moments in Quora? How have you endured? How you made it through this point? What was the challenges that you had to overcome to get Quora Finance to this point?
Yeah, so as you know, the challenges the challenges are a daily thing, and you just have to roll with it. I mean, I think that the biggest challenge is really that this space is almost oversaturated in terms of messages, of marketing, and how do you get your message across, and how do you gain the trust of the user in this world. I mean, we're a team, fully docs team. Mati is quite a famous name in the space. I'm completely, none of our team hide behind any PFPs or caricatures. We're all in the public domain, And, we are here to build something that's going to stand the test of time. And that's something that can really potentially help billions of people become more financially secure and more financially astute in this world. I mean, I think that if you're listening to this podcast, you probably already know that DeFi is the future. We are already
Hmm.
moving in that direction. There are thousands of entrepreneurs trying to create little pieces that will make that journey so much easier. But along the way, there are so many people that don't have the best intentions. The rug pulls of this world, the centralized exchanges that do some dodgy
Scammers,
things behind doors, the
the,
scammers, and
the
really, how do
SBFs
we
of the world.
differentiate? So how do we differentiate ourselves from those overnight schemes, scams, meme coins, scammers? How do we differentiate ourselves? And I think it has to do with this, creating live AMAs, constantly talking to our community, constantly being, front and center, answering those questions. When hard questions come, obviously we answer those hard questions immediately, and consistency, really. So I think that is probably the hardest thing. I think for any entrepreneur, it's being consistent. When the hard days come, you push through, you've got a great product, that this is going to change the world, and it's just another day and another thing that you've got to kind of fine tune or fix or deal with in order to move on to the next stage and the next stage. So yeah, just consistency and keeping consistent and keeping that 100% belief that one day this will make people very happy.
Yes. Yeah. No. That's super inspiring.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's definitely the biggest challenge. I agree with you. Like keeping the consistency is probably number one challenge that I have also faced in building like anything I've built. So
Yeah,
now we know that DeFi is great and it's bringing finance, leveraging blockchain to bring finance to most of the people. Now let's talk about the problems and let's talk a bit about what's broken in DeFi. What do you think
yeah.
are the biggest problems that DeFi is facing? Why hasn't it been adopted? What do you think is preventing both people from accessing it, and also on the like on the security side, we've seen so many hacks of bridges, like wiping out hundreds of millions of dollars in like a day. So
Yeah.
what do you think are the biggest challenges now in DeFi?
So I think probably the four main challenges that we have seen over and over and again through our careers, previously and now, is again that question that we get from all of the non-DeFi users, right? It's how do I do this? Um, how do I buy Bitcoin? Okay,
Yeah.
and there really is a lack of accessibility. Majority of these platforms are on web, on PC. There's very few solutions for mobile, and there's definitely a lack of understanding and awareness on how to operate in this world. Okay, what you need to do in order to own some Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever it is that you want to do. It is extremely difficult and time consuming to navigate the space. So there's unless you want, unless you're utilizing a centralized solution like a Binance or whatever the case may be, DeFi in itself, self custody in DeFi is very difficult. Understanding which wallets you need to use, on which networks, which bridges you need to use, which dexes you need to use. And every time you change a network, well, there's new wallets and new dexes and new bridges that you need to become au fait with, right? Um,
Mhm.
and in all of that complexity and difficulty to navigate, people are making mistakes. They're making mistakes that are leading to financial losses. So if you bridge to the wrong wallet, or if you send funds to the wrong wallet, or you trust that scammer that helped you on Telegram and sent him your private key,
Yeah.
or you know send me one Bitcoin and I'll send you two back. Whatever the case may be, there's so many mistakes and pitfalls that you could potentially make in this space, in the DeFi space specifically, that a lot of people are deterred from this, and there's no traction. People enter the DeFi space, and there's actually a statistic: 76% of people entering the DeFi space are leaving due to this very poor usability. So, and then I think lastly, what is the alternative? Well, the alternatives are centralized exchanges, all right? So the Binances and the Krakens of this world. But if you've been in the space long as I have, and you would have most likely have been burnt by one or two of these platforms in the past. I mean, I remember my earliest exposure was Cryptopia, New Zealand
Hmm.
exchange, which went bust.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, thankfully didn't have a huge amount of funds on it, but very early in my career, trusting a centralized exchange, that was a huge wake up call for me. Going, well, I had a whole bunch of money on this thing, and now I can't access it, and now it's going to be used as part of their assets in their liquidation proceedings. You go, well, I didn't sign up for that.
Yeah.
And that was a small one in comparison. I mean, we mentioned our friend SPF. I
FTX.
mean, to do what they did um, was was on a whole new level, and there's been hundreds of them.
Mhm.
So, um, with all of those in mind, um,
Mhm.
we took all of that and then started to create a solution to all of that. And I'm sure that'll probably be your next question.
And people think that this only happens in like dodgy third party like unknown exchanges somewhere around, like very few people know about it. It's not. I'm gonna tell you, I refrained from using Coinbase on up until recently, where the rise of the base chain, because when I signed up, I remember I sent, I don't know if it was USDT or USDC, but it was USDC on the Binance chain,
Mhm.
and they didn't receive it in the exchange. And then I contacted support, and they told me, listen, yes, this is the wallet, and I can see the transaction, but you sent this USDC on the Binance chain, and then therefore there's nothing you can do about it. And I was already saying, like, what do you mean? It's like there, it's in the wallet that it's assigned to me. You just have to bridge it. I'll pay for it, whatever.
Yeah.
And they were just weren't that there was nothing to do. That money was lost, and I just said, okay, I would like kind of rage quit Coinbase, and I said I'm never gonna use this. And we're talking about Coinbase here. So it's not
Yes.
like this dodgy exchange that it might just flip out. And I've also lost money on those. But I think there's a lot of problem with that bridging, kind of the bridging back and forth. And I think this is a good bridge for us to speaking of bridges, to talk about AI, right, and how that can
Mm.
help. So when were you first got the aha moment from AI? Was it recently with ChatGPT, or was it earlier?
So I think it was relatively recently. I mean, we have been working on this for 2 years now. So kind of recently is relative, right? In terms of the bigger picture of how long AI has been around, it's been pretty recent. But in terms of how long solutions in AI have been available for us to utilize and solve this problem, I think we're one of the first to, we're definitely the first to do what we're doing now, but one of the first to sort of start this whole utilizing AI to assist users with blockchain transactions. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it has been a while, but yeah, I would say probably about 2 years or so.
Nice, nice. So let's get a bit into Cora, right? What do you think is the main problem that Cora Finance is fixing? What is the main, like we can talk a bit about the features. What do you think that is the key problem that someone that's once again into crypto, into DeFi, would rather just download the Quora app instead of just going to another exchange or having having self custody and
Yeah.
figuring it out with a wallet.
So, I mean, we always say, Marty and I always say, I think that's been the biggest issue with DeFi and DeFi creators is they are DeFi degens creating cool tools for other DeFi degens, right? So you got to understand DeFi in order to be able to utilize a lot of the products. Mati and I, right from the beginning, we said we're not creating this for DeFi degens. We're creating this for our mom and our dads and our sisters who don't know what the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange are. They don't understand that Ethereum, for instance, is on a different network to Bitcoin and they have different wallets. These concepts are completely foreign to 95%, even more of the population. They want a simple solution that allows them to own currencies, transact currencies, and invest those currencies inside a mobile application. And they want to own it. They don't want a third party involved in and sort of owning those funds. So when you put all of those together, you get Quora. And really, maybe just a quick overview of what Quora is we've taken, if you can imagine a chat AI bot, your agent, your friend, somebody that you can talk to who understands this entire space, who is able to educate you on all of the various parts, features of crypto, of DeFi. You can ask the silly questions without fear of being embarrassed, and have all of those answers at your fingertips. Once you understand that, you're able to tell Quora to execute transactions on chain on your behalf. So Quora, I want $100 of Bitcoin. Okay. If my mom said that to Quora, Quora would say, absolutely. Let's open a wallet for you and import your credit card details, and we will execute that transaction for you, and you will have on your phone your Bitcoin, your new wallet, your private keys on your device, and with literally just a text message. If my mom decides, well, she wants to go and buy some Ethereum or whatever the case may be, she can send a voice note, say, Quora, like buy me $20 of Ethereum. And Quora will say, cool, this is the routing, this is how much it will cost. And I see you don't have an Ethereum wallet. We've just created that wallet for you, but this is what it's going to cost, and this is how long it's going to take. You happy with that?
Mhm.
Yes. Execute. Trade complete. So to take this, what was once a 30-minute to an hour transaction, finding the websites for the correct wallets, linking those wallets onto decentralized exchanges, finding the right decentralized exchanges, finding the right bridges, finding the new wallets. What was an hour, 5 websites, a bridge, 2 wallets, we have now simplified that into a text message, and Quora is able to do all of that for you. So we've created a platform that is so simple that it doesn't even feel like you are engaging with blockchain anymore. You are just
Mhm. Mhm.
engaging with your AI agent, your friend, your trusted advisor, and that agent Quora is doing that work for you. And it goes
Yeah.
further. Once you have your crypto, well, 90% of the population that have crypto don't understand that they can put that crypto to work. They don't understand that they can earn yields with that crypto.
Mhm.
And Quora is going in our version 2, which is what we are building. It will be able to say, here is, we've looked at your wallet. You've got these many tokens. We've found these investment opportunities for you. Okay. And
Mhm.
let's say you want to do some LP farming or some staking, Quora will be able to do that for you. But right in the beginning, and again, this will happen in version 2, Quora will be able to understand you as an investor. We'll be able to do a risk analysis on you, understand what risks you're willing to take, understand what your time horizons are as an investor, understand if there are any specific chains that you are sort of favorable towards, and put together a profile for you so that Quora is able to give you tailored financial advice. So when it
Mhm.
comes to investment, she can say, okay, you're a high risk individual that wants to double your portfolio in a month. Well, we found these vetted and audited smart contracts, LP contracts, that are going to give you 50%, 100%, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that fits inside of your risk criteria. Would you like to have a look at these? Would you like more information? Yep, I like this one. Let's run an audit. Quora runs the little audit. Happy, we understand the risk. We understand that it's been audited. Execute. Put $100 into this. And now, if you've ever supplied LP, again, it's a little bit of a process. You need to go find the LP providers on your decks and go and bond 2 coins, and then it's a mission. So if we could just
Mhm.
say to Quora, cool, give me $100 worth of LP on that pool, and she executes that transaction. This is the time, this is the dollars, this is the da 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 da, sends it all to you, and executes those transactions. So that is where we're going in version 2. And on top of that, we mentioned that users don't have the time to invest into managing their portfolios. So, and this is a big thing we found with Wick. We had to do that on behalf of the user, because the user, they've got day jobs, they've got kids, they've got family. They don't have time to go and watch this token 24 hours a day that they just invested in.
Yeah.
But with Quora, we're able to, again, understand what the user wants to do. Are they want to potentially do some daily trading, some momentum trading? Are they just a buy and hold type of individual? We can then start looking at various prompts. Is this token oversold or overbought, depending on the time scale? Should this user potentially be taking some profit or buying more of whatever it is that they've invested in? And Quora is able to supply these suggestions. Obviously, it is an AI. It's a computer program, and that user does need to make those decisions for themselves. It's not financial advice, but it's suggestions in this region of these fit inside of your criteria. We can do the due diligence as far as we can. These are some really good options for you. And from there, this ecosystem of Quora really starts to evolve. So we are now able to bring in multiple chains, multiple networks, supply the users more and more options as we integrate more and more networks. So that's a kind of a look into what we are building for version 2. But what you're able to expect in our version 1, which is now live for testing, you are able to send Quora a text message and action trades on chain, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's another couple of features. Obviously, the auditing is live as well. Sniping. So if you have a new token that's launching and you want to get in on that token first, we've got a sniping bot inbuilt into Quora. But yes, you're able to transact, able to bridge. Quora will create the necessary wallets for you. We've integrated Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, EVM, and obviously Binance. And so we kind of started with some of the biggest names, and in the next step we'll obviously move towards, I don't want to say the smaller chains, but some of the other upcoming chains like Ton, Open Network, AVAX, and the list is endless. If our users want it, we want to integrate it and just build out this ecosystem and build out the investment offering so that users
Mhm.
we're able to present more options over more networks.
Maddie, how independent do you think Quora will be? Like from if I get the bottom of the scale being Quora set me up a liquidity pool for this token with this pair on this chain, and I want to lock it for 3 months and execute that specific transaction. all the way to Cora, here are 1,000 USDT, make me the most money possible, and auto
Yeah,
approve all the transactions that you want to do, consider them approved, and you'll just let it run. Where do you
yeah.
think that Cora is going to get to?
So, I think that there are a lot of people that want to see that automated trading, and there are some bots out there that are able to offer that for you. This is obviously all very new. There are a lot of risks involved with allowing an AI to completely manage a portfolio for you. There are still various legislations in that AIs aren't able to automatically trade fiat currencies. So there's a lot of sort of still some gray areas. But I think at some point we will get to a pretty autonomous state. I mean, if you look at the big names, you're looking at the BlackRocks of this world.
Mhm.
They have Aladdin, and although Aladdin is not autonomous, it's able to um, do the allocations or suggest the allocations for BlackRock. So buy this now, sell this now, and manage a portfolio in that instance. So that's really what we're trying to provide now. We want our users to be able to confidently go into the market and say, I have somebody on my, like, watching my back. I've got AI. I'm utilizing the power of AI to make sure that I have the best chance of being profitable in this very competitive market. You're competing against the BlackRocks, the Aladdins, and
Yeah.
how do you get those tools so that you can compete with them? Well, that's what we're trying to
Mhm.
provide. So I think, you know, initially, definitely initially, it will be, here are some suggestions. Would you like to execute this trade? Yes. The user
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
always in control. But I foresee a place further down the line. And again, I think it comes from the human condition. Humans want to minimize the amount of effort, maximize profitability, and allowing an AI to run a portfolio for them is, for a lot of people, a great idea. So I think,
Mhm.
we will most likely end up there. I think it's very early to say that that is the direction. Again, we need to see what's happening with legislations that are still being developed. But I do see a future where you're able to say to Cora, auto auto manage, and she will just manage your portfolio on your behalf.
Maddie, let's get down to brass tacks here and talk about a bit about the KRA token. Okay.
Yeah,
First of all, before we go into the tokenomics, let's talk a bit about utility. If
yeah.
I want to download the Cora app, I want to get Cora to help me with my DeFi and manage my portfolio. Do I need Cora tokens? Do I need KRA tokens? What are they good for? And let's talk a bit about the utility of the token.
Okay. So I mentioned that I've got a bit of a finance background. So building tokenomic systems was one of the things that I've done for a lot of companies in the past. And it's something that I really study a lot and I really enjoy. So this is one of the tokenomic systems that I built, and I am super excited to see this actually go live. But I think with a lot of tokens and tokenomic systems, you have a reward system for the users that is effectively built out of nothing. Okay. And um, very much like the US dollar, where Powell can just turn on the money printer and inflate the currency and effectively deflate the value. So we wanted to have a much more kind of closed system. So taking a step back, looking at this thing in a holistic level, the KRA token is the utility token for the application. So in order to utilize all of the features, all of the AI inside of the Cora ecosystem, you will need Cora tokens in order to do that. Okay, they're not something that you use up. You would effectively buy an amount um, equal to the membership level that you feel that you will need, right? So if you're a big trader and you've got some decent money on in your wallets, again, it's not on an exchange, it's in your own wallets. And obviously you can import any wallet. We've got up to 400 wallets that are linked in already. So all your MetaMasks, Trust wallets, and so on. And you know that you're going to be utilizing this application a lot. Well, obviously you want our highest tier, and you would have a certain amount of tokens that you would need to hold in your wallets in order to access all those features. If you just want the basic features, well, it's a very small amount, and you just hold a couple of KRA tokens. So that
Is the
is
membership
the fun.
determined? Is the membership going to be determined by the features that I want access to, or by the size of the portfolio that I want to manage with Cora?
It really is mainly features. So if you want limited, limited features, I just want to be able to buy and sell. You can do the absolute basic level, right? But if I want buy and sell, I want portfolio analysis. I want to be able to talk to the AI at lightning speed. I want the best of the best of the best. Well, you're going to need a whole bunch of KRA tokens in order to unlock those features for yourself.
Mhm.
So that is
And those
that is
KRA
the
tokens need to be staked. Are they going to be just in my wallet, or do I need to just look? How does it manage? Do I have Cora tokens that are staked for the membership and some that are liquid for like trading, or just by having them in my wallet, my membership automatically is assigned?
Yeah, so the Cora token itself will be a liquid staking derivative. So you are able to stake it. You will get a staking derivative back. So a, um, almost a certificate of ownership back. And that certificate of ownership you will then be able to utilize on other parts of the Cora application. So we will be introducing perpetuals trading on the next version. We will be introducing staking options. So you will be able to stake your token, get your liquid staking derivative back, and utilize that as collateral in your um, perpetuals trading, as well as lending and borrowing. And you can put those funds, or the value of your Cora token, you can put that to work twice. So when it is inside of staking, there are obviously fees in all of these transactions, and a large part of these fees get sent back to the user via the staking mechanism. So while your funds are staked, obviously you'll be receiving more Cora tokens that are effectively bought off the market from revenues that are generated inside of the Cora application itself. So there'll be fees that'll be used to buy Cora, and then those Cora will be distributed to the owners. So that's a normal staking mechanism. But then while you are earning that APY, you'll be able to utilize that for instance, lending and borrowing, or trading on a perpetual stakes. Excuse me.
Right. No, that sounds super amazing. So people who are holding Cora tokens not only get access to the different tiers of features, but they also earn a bit from the fees charged by Cora for all the transactions and the operations that it does. Did you get that
100%.
right? Okay,
Correct.
so
And then,
that's kind of on the utility side, and there's also like a governance aspect of the token.
yeah, so I think one more thing which is very valuable to note is that um, a lot of the users that we're targeting are, again, the moms and the dads. They don't necessarily understand or take the time to understand the tokenomics, and they just want to pay a monthly rate for an application that's going to help them manage their portfolio. So again, we will offer a subscription fee, and it'll be a base subscription fee, pretty low, about the same amount as a McDonald's burger, and you can get all of the features of the platform for that subscription. And again, a lot of those subscription fees are then utilized to buy Cora off the market and then redistribute to the users. So that's the one side of thing. And then it is managed by a DAO. The DAO's role is really I mean, this whole platform, this whole project is built for the community. It is, built for the DAO and the greater population, but we want the DAO to be able to have a say in what funds are sent back to the users, what features we build, what and take a lot of that feedback and make it better for our DAO users. So as a Cora holder, as a KRA holder, you will be able to vote on various proposals and have your say. And if you want to, if you want a new feature that you really want to see, well, put in a proposal and vote it in, and we'll build it for you. So it's a really nice feature to have, and something that's kind of where our roots started. So we have been a DAO for a long time, and it's a very important part of our future going forward as well. So
Yeah.
um, in addition to this DAO, if you're going to have a look at the tokenomics, there is a very large percentage of the tokens that will be kept inside of Treasury, and the
Hmm.
Treasury is again DAO managed, and it almost acts as a bit of a backing for the users. So we want to take a large amount of Cora tokens, 35% of Cora tokens, and do OTC deals, over-the-counter deals with various networks, with various partners, whatever the case may be, and then reinvest those tokens through the Cora application into the various products that we offer. So, for instance, if we wanted to create a liquidity pool with BNB and Cora, for instance, KRA, well, we would go and do a deal with Binance Foundation and utilize those BNB with our KRA and put it into the liquidity pools. And that would obviously earn an interest or earn a yield. And then all of the yields generated by this trust or by this foundation, or the treasury, should I say, will then again be distributed to the KRA holders on a quarterly, monthly, annual basis, again controlled by the DAO. The DAO will have a member from the actual DAO, so we call it the Treasury Management
Yeah.
Committee. So you'll have one member from the DAO. You will have a professional asset manager, a professional market maker, a professional analyst, and one member from the operational team, which will most likely be myself. And those 5 people would then manage that treasury on behalf of the DAO, obviously within the guidelines specified by the DAO. So that really just adds
Mhm.
additional value onto the Cora token, because we can continuously funnel those yields back to the user and effectively put the ecosystem to work for the KRA holder.
Yeah, no, that sounds super attractive for holding Core tokens. But do you foresee that as the DAO starts managing more aspects of the platform and the ecosystem, that the network itself will become like more decentralized? As for example, the Cora team becoming more of a like a service provider than the DAO taking more and more decisions as the network grows and move forward, or do you foresee the DAO just being focused on managing the carry treasury and the funds?
No, so again, this project is effectively controlled by the DAO. If the DAO say we want to see this feature, well, vote on it. That is what the KRA token is there for. So
Perfect.
in terms of decentralization, Cora will only become more decentralized. The more KRA tokens that are in more people's hands, the more decentralized the decision making is. The operational
Hmm.
company are here to do the administration, to do the hard yards, to make it a reality. You need that. You need that in any company. Um,
Yeah.
you can't just have a whole group of people who don't have an organizational structure, who don't have KPIs, that don't necessarily know how to run a company, to
Hmm.
continue the operations of a project of this magnitude. So, the DAO are there to make the big decisions, and we are there to execute those decisions. And again, we're making a platform for the user, for the DAO. And the DAO is just a
Mhm.
term for any person who holds a KRA token. If you hold a KRA token, you are part of the DAO and you get a vote. So as I said, the more people that we can get KRA tokens into their hands, the better and the more decentralized.
Yeah, yeah. No, that sounds great. And going back a bit into the Cora, the product, right? You decided that this would be a mobile first product, right? That this is going to the mobile app first, App Store, Google Store, and first that's a higher barrier of entry because
Mhm.
developing a native app is harder than putting up a website. And secondly, that obviously kind of appeals to a more like broader audience that just want to download the app and start using it. But maybe you can dive deeper into what the strategies behind going like mobile first versus having just Quora act in a website that you have the wallet plugin and stuff.
Yeah. So, again, with an AI agent, with somebody helping you actively manage a portfolio, you need to have access to that on the go. 86% of users already prefer mobile applications to access DeFi. So why not build it for the people who are going to be utilizing our application? Again, we're not necessarily only building for the DeFi degens, although they will find so much value in doing this because it's just so much simpler and easier and it just removes all of the mistakes. But for the people who maybe don't have access to desktops and who aren't in front of a desktop all day, they want to be able
Mhm.
to manage. And that was the big reason that we wanted to go mobile first, even though by making that decision, we knew that it would be a lot more difficult, it would cost a lot more. Um, but I think it was a great decision. And, we're seeing from our user base that they are much happier to access it via mobile. We will
Yeah.
obviously, in the next phase, create a desktop version. Again, there are a lot of people that don't necessarily want to manage it all day. They want to pop in once a day, once a week, once a month, see how things are going, and maybe move a few things around. Absolutely fine, and they prefer to do that on their web, on a web app. So we will be creating one, as well as one of the things we're really looking into at the moment is a Telegram app. I mean, Telegram has had great success in the number of users that they've managed to accumulate. And if we can make it super simple for a Telegram user to just open a mini app and access Quora, or at least,
Yeah.
in the interim, some base functionality, I think there'll be huge sort of appreciation and growth from that. So
Yeah,
um,
a billion users, over a billion users in Telegram.
that's it. That's it. So, and again, we want to make sure that it's as simple for anybody who wants to invest with Quora or utilize the Quora platform. We want to make it as simple as possible for them to do so. So whether that
Hmm.
is on Telegram, whether that is downloading from Apple iStore or Google Play Store, we want to make that super simple. So yes, that's the roadmap.
Hmm. Maddie, today is the CRA pre-sale kickoff. What
It
is
is indeed.
give us, yes, yes, super excited. Give us the numbers. Give us the market cap, the fully diluted valuation, amount of tokens that are going to be in total in circulation, sold in this pre-sale, how many rounds. Give us the full picture of this pre-sale.
Sure, 100%. So um, I think maybe it's a good thing to kind of start from where we've come from. We've been working on this project completely bootstrapped. Obviously with the assistance of our community for the last 2 years. This is there's no VCs involved. There's no big money before the pre-sale. The pre-sale is the best opportunity to get into Quora that exists. This is the cheapest rate, the shortest vesting period. It is a relatively small raise. We are very confident that once we have built Quora, and again, it probably only needs another 3 months of development in order to get the final product out and to launch the token. We want to we need to make sure that we can get there, and that is the reason for the pre-sale. We want to offer, again, more users an opportunity to test the product, and to get in early, right? So the pre-sale is a total about 1.2 million tokens at a price of 50 cents per token. So it equates to around $600,000 raise. That price does incrementally go up and up and up over an 8-week period or a 2-month period. And the final price after that 8-week period or 2-month period will be 0.6, so 60 US cents. So it makes sense to get in early and and to kind of do it within the first week. But obviously, if you don't make it in the first week, if you're only seeing this video a week or two in, you still have that opportunity. But obviously, the earlier the better. In terms of the market cap at IDO, and again, IDO, we're looking at probably end of first quarter, potentially second quarter of next year. We're looking at a market cap of around 1.9 million US, so very, very low. We are looking at various options in terms of the IDO or an ILO. There's multiple vehicles in which to launch that token, so we won't be giving the IDO price yet. Obviously, it will be higher than the pre-sale price, and we want to make sure that our pre-sale buyers are rewarded in that sense. So you can expect a higher price there. And the fully diluted valuation will really depend on the price of that final token. So if you look at the total amount of tokens is 40 million tokens. Again, those are only vested over a
Is that
5-year
the
period.
total amount? Are there like deflationary mechanisms, inflationary mechanisms? Do you expect tokens to be burned or a decrease in supply, or do you expect to, or can there be more KRA tokens minted as the product evolves?
Yeah, so 100% there will never be more than 40 million KRA tokens ever. Okay, so there is a maximum supply. There is a deflationary mechanism or a burn mechanism that's built into this. If there are certain positions, for instance, if you're in a vault which has a certain lock period in order for you to get a certain yield, and you for some reason want to remove, you will most likely pay a penalty. That's generally how DeFi works. And that penalty, instead of Quora pocketing those funds, we thought it better to burn those tokens and effectively create benefit for all KRA holders. So that's a certain type of thing. And again, if there's allocations that aren't necessarily used up, we may opt to burn those tokens. Again, if you are a DAO member, you will be the ones making those decisions. But yes, there is obviously a burn mechanism in place. So maximum 40 million. And at that 40 million, you can do the maths. That's a 20 million valuation at pre-sale stage, and will obviously only grow throughout the various rounds all the way to IDO. What else?
What countries can participate? So the community has been asking, what countries are we targeting? What countries can participate in the pre-sale?
Yeah, so we're focusing on countries that we have we're in. So obviously South Africa is a big one. Nigeria. We are looking at Asia, UAE, certain areas in Europe. We are at this stage, because it is a pre-sale, we are excluding Americans or US citizens, unfortunately. But we in general,
maybe that will change in January. Maybe they'll change after January.
We hope it's just not a focus area for us at the moment. Legislation doesn't quite allow it. But as soon as that changes, I promise we will be the first in the door.
Awesome. And now this is a very important question that users will want to know, right? There are so many AI tokens, AI projects, this agents coming up. There's AA60Z and this AIXBT, which does like trading ideas all AI generated, and they've come to billions of dollars in valuations. So the very important question is, what makes Cora Finance stand out? Why is it not just another player, but why do you think Cora can be this kind of game changer for bridging AI and DeFi?
I think that what you will find when you take a deep dive into the space is that people are creating uh, individual functions of the greater DeFi space, or functions that improve certain areas of the DeFi space. So in other words, there'll be agents that allow you to do X. Whereas what we're doing is creating an ecosystem in which a user who may have experience and may have zero experience can enter and have a full suite of solutions so that that person can execute trades, execute portfolio management and optimization, make sure that they're safe in one very easy to use mobile application. So if you look at all of these various AI models or AI agents, they are very good at assisting you in one aspect. We are looking to
Hmm.
make it seamless, the entire environment, and make it seamless. So our current version is effectively the proof of concept of that. The agent is now able to execute these transactions on chain for you, make your wallets, and the next step is the optimization of the portfolios and bringing in the DeFi ecosystem into a single place. So aggregate all of the best investments opportunities into one place so that you don't have to go and search. And then all you need to do is ask Cora to execute those trades for you. So when you look at it like that, we're the only ones doing that. And if you look at the value that that could bring to
Hmm.
DeFi and to the world, the numbers are no longer in the billions, it's in the multi trillions. So the
Yeah.
opportunities with Cora are almost difficult to kind of put into a box. They are almost
Yeah.
endless.
Yeah, and I also want to add that most of these agents are being it's fairly easy to today to launch a token automatically to launching to execute, to plug in an AI agent to the X API and having do automatic influencing, but to
Yeah,
put an actual native app on the app store that you will access and feel and have the confidence to have that manage your portfolio, that I think it's something really, really innovative. And
yeah.
Maddie, I want to thank you so much for taking the time coming on the Web3 Creators podcast, and also personally for welcoming me into the Core Finance team. I think you guys are an amazing team, and I'm super excited of to be part of it. Now, can you tell our audience where can they access the pre-sale? Where can they know more about Cora? And where can they know more about you and follow you?
100%. So the Cora website is most likely the best place to start. You will be able to get a hold of our light paper, which explains the greater ecosystem and the Cora, our AI agent. On the website, you'll be able to see our pre-sale, which is there. You'll see the countdown timer. I think there's a couple of hours left, 5 or so hours. And as soon as
Two
that
hours
unlocks,
left, yes.
you're able to go and whitelist your wallet right now, so that you have first dibs on your KRA tokens. And yeah, all of the information is there. There's obviously links to our socials. We're very, very active on Telegram. And if you want to speak to me and the rest of the core team, we're on Telegram every day. If you have questions, please shout. And yeah, we just love to kind of engage with our community and share what we've created. Obviously, we would love for you to sign up on the website and test our application. It is a beta product at the moment, so please don't go and throw your life savings on it. But she is very very reliable, and we love your feedback. Again, we're creating a product for you, and if you have suggestions, we would obviously love to see that, see those and make them a reality.
Yes, amazing. This has been great. So I'm gonna put out our disclaimer for all our audience and the world. You know, crypto is risky. The carry is a super promising project. I'm personally super excited about it. And still, you know, things happen in crypto. Take it to your own personal responsibility. The light paper, the website, everything, all the info is out there. So research it, you know, test the app, make you know, do your own research, as we say in crypto. But the pre-sale is going to open pretty soon. I think it's going to be super exciting. And yes, I have a lot of golden nuggets to extract from our episode to, you know, also help push the message of Cora. So I think this
Yeah.
interview was amazing because I already see a lot of you know, spots and shorts that I can extract from it. So thank you so much, Maddie, for taking the time. And I would like to, you know, invite everyone for an X space for a countdown for the pre-sale. Is that, are we doing
Yeah,
this?
that sounds good. Exactly.
Awesome.
Again, check the website for the countdown timer. But yes, follow us on X. Come chat. We're gonna have some spaces as we count down into the start of the pre-sale. So yeah, and I think, you mentioned it earlier. There's a lot of projects out there who are, pipe dreams, hopes and dreams. I think we're one of the very few projects that have built the beta, have put it out there for testing, all on our own dime, all bootstrapped, and
Mhm.
saying to the community, guys, we've got something very cool here, and
Yes,
get on board. So we put
for sure.
we put our mouth where our money is, as they say.
Yes,
Our money
and
where our mouth.
guys, if you're interested in the pre-sale, remember it's not just as simple as, you know, connecting your wallet and dropping the money. You have to whitelist your address. So it's important that you log into the pre-sale now, so that the whitelist process does take a while. It's not a full blown, you know, wait a few days for your KYC, but you need to be whitelist. You need to declare. So go to the pre-sale website, put on your connect your wallet and your email, so that the white you can be whitelisted for the pre-sale and get those tokens early, because we have the impression that they're going to go fast.
Very quickly. Well, I think, I think the community says it all. They're very, very excited, and we are expecting a very quick sellout. So, yeah, get in early, and hopefully you are not disappointed.
Maddie, thank you very much for the interview. I wish us the best of luck with the Core pre-sale, and for all the Core community. I think you're in for a treat. So happy launch day, and you know, looking forward for the next one.
Amazing, Hernan. Thank you so very much, and yeah, we will chat soon.
All right, creators, take care.
Cool,
This has
guys.
been Maddie and me for Cora Finance. And Maddie, wait just a minute, because it needs to finish the upload. So it's like 70% upload. So I stopped the recording. So